So my mother is dying, and I can't help her. She has Alzheimer's. They call it dementia. And what is dementia? To give you an idea, you have a room at dusk that's going dark. And you know that after every dusk, there will be dawn in the morning. But with dementia, there will never be light. There will be no dawn ever. I used to love to visit her every Sunday. But for the past 2 years, I don't go anymore because to visit her is like to have a new wound in your skin. To visit her is to remember. And to remember is to compare. And to compare is to think of what is and what could have been. So we're here this afternoon, and you're wondering why he's telling me about his mother's sickness. A few years ago, a friend of mine told me a story. She said her mother woke up in the morning, had her bath, had her breakfast, and left the house. And she disappeared. It was as if the carnivorous city of Lagos opened its mouth wide and swallowed her whole. That story hurt me so much, I wrote a 4,000-word article about it. After my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, that story came back to me. And it came back to me with so much force because my mother could just one day open the door, walk out to the house, go past the gate, and disappear. Because she would go out, be confused, disoriented, and nobody will know who she is. So what did we do? We wrote her name, our phone numbers, and her address, and put in her bags, in her wallet, and all over the place for her. But that wasn't what bothered me. As her illness progressed, I began to remember stories I'd heard before in Lagos about old women who would be mobbed and killed. They would say they were flying in the afternoon and their coordinates disappeared and they fell on the ground and they are witches. They would say they crawled into a hole and how did the woman get into that hole and they would be killed. And many of us here have read these stories and say, oh, good for her, witches trying to kidnap children. Those women could have been my mother. The only difference is that she's got kids who can take care of her and give us the help she needs. So, the first bridge is this. When you leave here and you hear about a witch next time, pause and say, maybe she's not a witch. Maybe she's an old woman with dementia who has been found in the wrong place at the wrong time. Why do we kill women like this? We live in a country where sometimes life is very cheap and we're always looking for who is doing us. Every problem you have is not because you didn't work hard or because you made a mistake. It's because somebody has stolen your destiny. When your mother has dementia, the only prop you have becomes memories. And it's ironic because she's lost her memory and all you can do is rely on memories of what you used to be. So my mom was a teacher. She was firm, she was loving, she was kind. When I was young, I used to stammer. I couldn't stand here and talk to you like this. But through the love of my mom, and prayers, I overcame it. Today, people say Toni Kan is a writer. I became that because my mother bought me books. She saw I loved to read and bought me books. And that love she showed me made me a writer. When I speak about her now, I speak about her in the past tense, which is funny because she lives just down here in Lagos. But we think that death means that your breath has ceased. But death is not just that. Death starts from when you begin to atrophy, when you become less than you used to be, when you can function at full steam. So memories are all we have now of what she used to be, how she used to be. And I remember my mother as a young woman. She had short skirts, platform shoes, afro hair. She liked to drink chilled Star and laugh with her friends. And my dad would sit beside her and drink White Horse and smoke his cigarettes. I remember my mom, very neat woman. You would speak to her, she would say to you, "Mr. Man, go and clean your mouth. Your mouth is smelling." She was that kind of woman who, every Saturday morning, she would cut her nails and paint them bright red. I used to like to sit beside her and watch her clean her nails with nail polish remover. And then I would take the cotton wool and press it against my cheek. I liked the coldness and the smell of alcohol that hit my nose. Those are the memories I have of her as a young woman, healthy woman. My mom loved music. Music was like the thermostat to her mood. If she was happy, she would play Don Williams, she would play Skeeter Davis, she would play Bonnie M, she would play ABBA. When she was sad, she would play Bob Marley or Ray Charles. She didn't like reggae very much. These days, I'm not sure whether she remembers what music is, whether she thinks it's just sound and noise. The second reason I'm talking about my mom is because in the past 2 months, there's been the Harvey Weinstein scandal. I'm sure everybody here has heard about it. This is a big man who's falling from grace. And his story makes me wonder, how does his mom feel? Is this the child she thought she was bringing up? How does his wife feel? Is this the husband she thought she was getting married to? How do his daughters feel? Their father who's been brought down from all to nothing. And in thinking about that man and his fall from grace, I have come to certain truths. The first truth is that any woman can raise a man. The second truth is that it takes a good woman to raise a good man. And that is the bridge I think we're here to cross today. As the only man in the midst of 12 speakers who are all female, I think I have the privilege of saying this. My mom built a bridge for us as men to be decent men, to be good men, to respect women. And I think that all of you here in this audience who are women, whether you have children or not, any man that comes in contact with you, any boy that comes in contact with you, you have a moral duty to teach him to value women, to teach him to be decent. I'm not here to indict Harvey Weinstein to say whether he's guilty or not. But what I want to say is that the power we have as men and the power we have as people who have made money or who have become successful should not be used as a weapon to bring women down. Our fathers are our fathers, but you know, this is Africa. They're never there for you to bring you up. So it's left to our mothers. And our mothers have to do that hard work to teach us right from wrong, to teach us how to be decent, to teach us how to be good men. My mom did that for me. I'm sure that's why you picked me to join these women today. And the sad thing is that even though she doesn't remember me when she sees me now, doesn't know who I am, I look at her and I know who she is. My mother who taught me to be a decent young man. Thank you.